Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have made a lot of progress since the last video. I know I said that last video as well, but things feel like they're moving a lot faster at this stage. So we have had a ton of progress on the inside with the drywall. That's one of the things that we have hired out, and we are so glad that we did, because they move a lot faster and probably a lot better quality than we would have if we had done the drywall ourselves. So all the drywall's up. They are mudding, taping, and then getting ready to texture, and then they're going to prime the walls as well for us. So things on the inside are looking like they have moved along quite a bit. So I'm actually standing on what will be our front porch here soon. I'll show you guys the full thing because it's pretty big, actually. A lot bigger than we initially anticipated. So we've got a big front porch. We have laid it out with our fill, and we're getting ready to put in the concrete pretty soon. There's a little bit more fill we have to do with the steps down below, and then hopefully we'll pour sometime in the next week and have our front porch in, which would be pretty exciting. So as you can see behind me, we still don't have a front door. This door has been a bit of a struggle. So this is the fourth try on this door. We ordered this door last August, and it is currently, at the time of this video, it is June. So it's been a long time coming. The first door they sent us was the wrong door. Even though I double checked to make sure that they were ordering the right door, it still came as the wrong door. So they took that one back, ordered a new one. Then the next one arrived and it was the right door, but it was broken. And then so they took that one back, reordered it again, and the third door, the third-party delivery company, seems to have lost track of it. Somewhere between the manufacturer and the third-party delivery company, the door went missing. So who knows how that happens? That seems a little difficult to lose a door, but apparently it is possible because that's what happened. So after a bunch of back and forth and trying to figure out where the door went, they finally just reordered a new door, and it was supposed to arrive a week and a half ago now, and it was delayed, so it should be arriving to the store this week, and then they will deliver it out after it arrives. So hopefully this time next week we will have a front door. That was the last door that we were waiting on, so that'll be good to have that. But our big things right now is, while drywall is finishing up on the inside, we are working on our front porch, our kitchen side entrance, steps and landing, and then we have a small landing at the utility room as well, with a couple steps to get up into that. And then that way, once we have these built, it'll be a lot easier to do our siding, so that we can cut the siding around the edge of the porch. So that's what we're going to work on after we finish our porches. We'll work on the siding, and that'll make the outside look like it's getting pretty done. We have pretty much all of the roof panels on. We're short some fascia pieces and some soffit pieces, so we need to finish out what we do have and then figure out what we need and order that. So that should be a pretty quick turnaround, but at least the roof is done, in that we shouldn't be getting any water in anywhere. Everything's all sealed up. So that's the important part, and we can finish up the roof as we get those pieces later on. So those are kind of our priorities right now. We're working more on the exterior while drywall works on the interior. But I'll go ahead and walk you around outside. I'll show you, the front porch and what we're working on and how we're building things, and then I'll walk you through the inside as well. We're getting pretty excited because we've got, after drywall finishes and we paint, tile's going to get started. We have almost all of our tile. There was some of it that ended up, even though I ordered it for delivery here to Colorado, they sent it to a store in New Mexico and thought it was supposed to be picked up there. So that took a little bit of a roundabout way, but it should be on its way to us now. So eventually we'll have all of our tile. So we've got tile that'll be going in. probably starting in a week or two, and depending on how fast we finish up painting and prepping for that. Cabinets are supposed to come in a week or two as well, so we have to get some of those in before some of the tile can go in. So kind of coordinating schedules, because we are hiring out the tiling. That's been a little bit of a challenge, but I think we'll get there eventually. We ordered things like our hardwood flooring is ordered, but it's on back order, so that's not coming until next month. So we kind of have to work around that. That's going to go in a little later than we were hoping. But good news is things are moving. We're making some good progress. Seems like there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We're definitely looking forward to getting this project finished up and moved in. So hopefully we will be able to move in maybe a couple months. That's kind of what we're looking at. We'll see how fast we move, but everything seems to take longer than we think it does. There's always a million little things to get done every time you do something. So at least it's been warm out. We have been dealing with a crazy amount of rain. It's been years since we've had the kind of rain that we're having right now. We're getting rain and thunderstorms come through almost every afternoon. We've dealt with a little bit of hail, thankfully nothing too bad, but it's been a little bit of a challenge, especially since we're back working outside as well. So at least we're keeping all the water out from inside the house, so that's what's important. So drywall can keep moving forward without having issues with the rain and the weather. So we'll go ahead and show you guys where we're at. Okay, so this is the front porch. So as you can see, we built out the framework for the edges, and then inside the porch, what we did is we laid a whole bunch of cinder blocks, CMUs, whatever you want to call them, underneath to kind of be the framework and some of the structure. And then we filled it in, and then on top of that fill, we put wire mesh, and actually no, there's the fill, and then there's the sand on top, which is what you see now is the sand, and then we're going to put a wire mesh before we, when we pour the concrete. So that wire mesh is going to act kind of similar to rebar, just give it some extra support and strength. And then we've got at least one row of cinder blocks in the middle there at the top to support that big slab that's going to be at the top. So this top part comes all the way out past the columns. Then there's going to be a step down with a tread, and then a step down with another tread, and then that bottom tread is actually going to be about level with the ground. So we're going to dig it out a little bit just so that we don't have any difference in our riser heights. So there's going to be 3 risers for this front porch. So as you can see, it's a pretty good sized front porch. I think it's about 16 feet wide, and it comes out, I think, about 10 feet. So room for maybe a swing, a porch swing, a couple chairs, table. That'll be nice to sit on our front porch and enjoy the view and maybe watch the thunderstorms roll through and not have to worry about them. So that's our front porch. And if we walk around to the side here, around to where the kitchen door is, this is the steps and landing outside the kitchen door that my dad's working on right now. So a similar concept, that board against the wall is to protect the wall from the concrete and give it a little bit of expansive room. And you can kind of see the cutout for the steps right there to a landing at the top. So he's laying in some fill and block and building that out so we can get it poured at the same time as we pour the front porch. So that's what he's working on over there. I'll walk you around this way. We can go inside the house. Excuse the mess under the back porch here. We have had to move everything out so that drywall had plenty of space to work. So this is from the patio into our living room. So as you can see, we got that fireplace wall built out. It goes all the way up to the ceiling, 10-foot ceilings. It feels really tall in here, but that's going to be our fireplace there, with shelves on either side eventually, but you get a feel for how big the big open concept living, dining, kitchen area is. So this area to the right, that's going to be the dining table, dining area, and then over there where you see the blue board, that's the moisture resistant board, just to protect the walls in case there's any water leakage, moisture coming through. It'll stand up better. So that's why we put it anywhere there's plumbing and in all the bathrooms. So that's going to be where the kitchen is, with a big island in the middle. You can see there's that beam that we talked about in our early videos. Eventually that'll get wrapped with some nice rough hewn sawn texture, so it'll look like one big solid beam. So that'll be pretty cool when we get that done. So I'm standing in the corner right now by the fireplace. That's going to be where we'll put the couch, kind of seating area across from the fireplace. And over this way, there's that kitchen door that my dad's working on the landing right now and steps for. This over here, between the kind of the corner by the kitchen and the seating area in the living room, is going to be our pantry. So big pantry with very tall ceilings. We are going to need a step ladder or like a rolling ladder attached to the shelves in there. So I'm standing in this corner, looking at the kitchen. We're gonna have a big 9-foot by 3.5 foot, I think, island in the middle. We're gonna do waterfall edges on either side, so that's when the counter comes all the way down to the floor. That'll look really nice. And then on this side of the kitchen, so we have the door, we'll have the fridge is going to go right there with some cabinets above, and then we'll have a stove, a big 48-inch stove in the middle with a pot filler and the hood up above. And then we'll have some more cabinets. Countertop will turn around to this side. We'll have the sink in front of the window, the dishwasher next to it, and then there'll be a tall cabinet at the end here, which will have the microwave. So that's what it's going to look like eventually, but we're getting there. So you can kind of get a real good feel for the space now that the drywall is in. So that's been really exciting. We've really enjoyed seeing how fast the progress shows up with the drywallers doing all the work. Definitely feels like things move faster when you're not the one doing the work. But so this is a storage closet / laundry space. We're just gonna have a small stacked washer and dryer in here with some storage in this closet. So that's why there's the blue board in here. So that since we're having plumbing. And then this is that entry space. So that's where the front door is going to be. I was standing there at the beginning of the video on the front porch. And then you can see the stairs go up here. There's a closet under the stairs. And you can get a feel for how tall that entry space is. It is like 21 feet about to the ceiling there. So it's going to be a really tall entryway. We're going to put a big chandelier in there, and that'll be pretty cool. So we'll go this way. I'll tour the downstairs first. There's that guest bedroom / office in here. They're working on mudding in here. Mudding and taping. This is kind of dark. This is the downstairs regular bathroom. We've got the linen closet, the tub shower combo, and then the vanity is going to go right over here with the toilet in between. So that one looks just like the one upstairs, but going to be some different finish colors. So this will be the downstairs master bedroom with the kind of TV seating area on this side, doors to the patio, and the bed will be over there. And then you walk this way and you go into the downstairs master bathroom. So that's why it has all the blue board in here. This is just for the toilet. So we got all that rough-in plumbing and electrical stuff all done. So that was one of the big pushes that we had to get done before drywall could start. So you walk in, this is going to be the shower right here with a bench in the shower. And then we've got this little pony wall here separating the shower and the jetted whirlpool tub will be over here. There's actually going to be, we're going to do a quartz countertop for the tub drop-in, and that quartz countertop is going to turn and run all the way over underneath the vanity countertop over here for a bench. And then back on this wall, we have the double vanity is going to go here. We're going to have a tall cabinet above the counter there, and this is going to be really nice. Big master bathroom, again with the 10-foot tall ceilings, so it'll be a lot of tile in here for sure. And then this right here, we're actually going to do a double sliding barn door just because there's not a whole lot of space. So it was a lot easier to work with on this if we had the sliding doors each direction. So just 20-inch sliding doors each direction will be that. So then this is the master closet on either side. A good size, not huge for a master closet, but it's a really nice walk-in. And then that right there is the downstairs main electrical panel. And then upstairs we have a smaller one. So that is the downstairs progress that we've made. I'll walk you back towards the front and back through the entry and up the stairs. These stairs are a tight fit. They were a bit of a challenge to make, as you can see, getting it around this corner because we were very limited in the direction that we had that way up the stairs. So it was a very tough build getting those stairs to work right. So come up the stairs here to the upstairs landing. You can see the progress that we've made. This is a look from the top of the stairs. You can see how tall the ceilings are because we have 10-foot ceilings up here as well. So 10 plus 10 plus a foot of floor thickness makes for a really tall ceiling in this entryway. So you come upstairs, this is the laundry room. So on this side, we'll have the washer dryer in this corner, and then we'll have a big apron sink over here with some cabinets above. And this side, we'll have cabinets and a countertop and upper cabinets and shelves over here. So across from that room, we have one of the bedrooms. This is the slightly bigger regular bedroom upstairs. They're both similar. This one just has an extra 2 feet on one side. And then the closet. So these will be all our daughter's rooms. And between the two closets, we put in this little crawl cubby door so that they can have fun running back and forth between their rooms as they play. They really enjoy coming up here right now and just running around and screaming and hearing all the echoes. So this is the family room. This will be TV on this wall over here, seating area kind of in the middle facing the TV, and then play area back behind. So good size space up here. And then this is the corner bedroom. So the reason this one actually has so many windows is because this 4-foot window, it's a 4x4 window because it's a double casement with the mullion in the middle. It doesn't meet the width requirements for an egress window for a bedroom, but it was a 4-foot window because it mimics the 4-foot window in the kitchen down below. So we had to add these. I decided to do 2 so that it kind of frames where the bed's gonna go instead of 1. And these are 28 inch. They're 28 by 48 windows. and that way they meet the egress requirement clearances. So this bedroom, same thing, has the same size closet as the other one, and that's the other side of that little cubby door. So it's going to be a great space for our girls. Very excited about it. And then back across the hallway here, we can go into this upstairs bathroom. Again, it's the same layout as the one downstairs with the linen closet, tub/shower, toilet, and then vanity in the corner there. So same as downstairs. This one is almost the same as downstairs, except it has an actual closet because it's a bedroom. So this is going to be the nursery bedroom for our new little baby, which is going to be another girl. So this will be baby Eliana's room, and that'll be her closet there. So that'll be fun to decorate for her. We're hoping she's due November 1st. So we're hoping that we finish the house before baby arrives and have time to decorate everything. So this is the upstairs master bedroom. Again, the same layout. Only difference is this is a window versus patio doors onto the downstairs patio. And then the master bathroom is the same layout as well, with the toilet room to the right, the shower with bench, the tub, going to be a bench across, and the vanity, double vanity here. And then off of this side, we've got our walk-in master closet. As you can see, this is if I'm standing in the back corner, and you can see the smaller panel up here has most of the upstairs fixtures and switches. So pretty exciting to see all the progress. Definitely nice to see someone else doing some of the work. That's been a huge help. One of the things that we had to coordinate actually with drywall and HVAC are for our return vents. We are doing these ARIA vents. So our HVAC contractor actually recommended them, and he says he's put them in project before. They have a really sleek, nice look. I'll put a link in the description to these vents so you can see what they look like. He said he wouldn't recommend them for your supply vents because they make a lot of noise because it's a flat panel on the front with just a gap around the edge for the airflow. And so we didn't do them on any of our supply vents, which are up here, they're in the ceiling, downstairs they're in the floor. But in our walls, which is actually where I think they look the best, for our return vents, we are doing these everywhere, downstairs and upstairs for all our return vents. And so basically the panel that you put in can be textured and primed and painted to match the wall. So instead of seeing a traditional grill kind of vent, what you're gonna see is just the seam. I think it's like a 1/2 inch gap, or I can't remember exactly how thick of a gap it is, but you just see the outline of like a 1/2 inch gap all the way around. And he said that for the return vents, they don't have the issue with making noise, but they look really nice. I really like how they look, very modern and sleek and very minimal. So they're a lot less noticeable than a typical grill. So that's why we went with these. They're a little bit more pricey than a standard grill, but I think they'll be worth it when you see the final thing. They look really modern and nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing those on all of our return vents. But so there you have it. That is the progress that we've made. As you can see, it's starting to look like a house now, but we are really looking forward to getting this project finished out and we're ready to move in. There's still a lot to do between now and then, but we are pretty excited about it. So just give you a little look. You can't really see the view, and our windows are dirty because we had an insane infestation of moths come through, but we'll have to clean all those out when we go to finish the trim and stuff around these windows. But thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoy following along on our DIY home build journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow the channel, and stay up to date on all the progress that we're making. Thanks.